You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. Today's episode exists because too many churches are quietly struggling with obtaining insurance for their church. Earlier this year, Mary emailed our office. She's a church secretary at a small church in East Texas. Her message was short, stressed, and honest. Her church had been without insurance since January. 6 months with no property coverage, no liability protection, nothing standing between the church and a lawsuit, a storm, or a financial disaster. Mary explained how it happened, and frankly, it was painful to read. When their policy was non-renewed, they called an independent agent who said they could help. That agent didn't specialize in Texas church insurance, didn't explain the process, and eventually disappeared without delivering a proposal. Weeks were lost. Next, they went to a big national commercial insurance name. The quote finally came back, but it was rigid, expensive, and completely disconnected from how the church actually operated. No conversation, no explanation, just take it or leave it. They walked away. Then they tried another large carrier that doesn't really insure churches. They were told no. By the time Mary realized what was happening, the market had already been flooded with submissions. Underwriters had seen the church's name too many times. Calls stopped getting returned. Doors quietly closed. Eventually, the bank stepped in and force-placed insurance on the building. That's when Mary understood just how bad things had gone. Here's the part every church leader needs to hear clearly. The Texas church insurance market is no longer forgiving. Insurance matters because it's what keeps a church alive after something goes wrong. One of the biggest problems churches face is not understanding how different church insurance is from everything else. Most church leaders are volunteers. They're wise, faithful people, but insurance isn't their lane. And when they're paired with agents who also don't understand church risk, mistakes compound quickly. Working with agents who don't truly specialize in church insurance is a big problem. In today's market, that's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. A poorly prepared submission, missing details, or weak explanation of ministry activities can permanently damage a church's ability to get coverage. Each decline makes the next conversation harder. Mary's church wasn't uninsurable, they were misrepresented. Additionally, churches underestimate their risk. It's human nature to believe that won't happen here until it does. Youth activities, volunteers, counseling, off-site events, older buildings, large roofs, those realities matter. Insurance policies don't respond to intentions. They respond to exposure. When coverage doesn't match reality, the failure shows up at the worst possible moment. And finally, one of the most damaging mistakes churches make is using multiple agencies at the same time, hoping more quotes will magically appear. That is just not how church insurance works in Texas. All of this is why we created our True Texas Church Insurance Program. It's a process built specifically for Texas churches navigating a shrinking, volatile insurance landscape. If your church is struggling to find insurance, hear this clearly. It's not always because your church is uninsurable. More often, it's because avoidable mistakes are getting in the way, and those mistakes can be fixed. Reach out to our church insurance team at insurancefortexans.com. We have helped hundreds of churches navigate this new insurance landscape, and if you want a deeper framework for thinking about risk, coverage, and long-term protection, get a copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember that great church insurance coverage begins with expertise.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.